Hey guys, what is up? I'm really excited to talk to you guys today because, well, if you've seen my reaction video from last night's finale, you know I have a lot of thoughts about that finale, but I already see a lot of people in the room, so I'm going to go ahead and shout out everyone who's here, and if you haven't said hi, go ahead and say hi. We have Mr. HOD, Juan Carlos, Eli, Connor, Firkin, Rachel, and that's all I'm seeing right now, but if you are here, please say hello. We have so much to talk about, and let me just start by saying that, I was really into the finale. I think most of you have probably seen my reaction video, and I think FedEx just pulled up, but I think that should be okay. But I think most of you have seen my reaction video, and I was really into the finale. I honestly thought it was really, really good until the last two segments that we had. I really apologize for all of the barking. And first of all, Pete Nowalk, I saw myself, tweeted out that we would find out who the killer was within the last 5 minutes. I hope you guys can hear me. Anyway, does it say season 7? I don't know why I keep thinking this is season 7. It's definitely not season 7. Anyway, but he said we would find out in the last 5 minutes, but that wasn't true because we found out in the segment before the final segment of the show, so that was kind of annoying to me. I will definitely go back and edit that and make that season 3. Maybe today should, or maybe it should be season 7 because I feel like they've run out of ideas. Ralph, happy birthday. Everyone say happy birthday to Ralph. I see that it's his birthday today. I'm sorry we didn't have a better finale for you. Yes, FedEx has left, so I think we're okay now. I'm sorry, that was a lot of barking. But anyway, but I just feel like, what my worst fear was that it would be someone random, and I thought that they would pick somebody random like one of the Mahonies or someone that we had seen on the show before but didn't really know. But I never really thought they were going to have somebody that we actually had never seen before, had no idea who he was. I think that's just absolutely terrible. And I don't know what's going on with this show. If you guys have watched all my videos on this entire season 3, then you know that I had a lot of issues with the reveal of Wes as the person who died because they essentially lied in the promos. And I had some problems with that, but okay, whatever. I thought this half of the season was really good, but with this reveal, I'm wondering, are they running out of ideas? What's going on? 3 seasons is not that long. I don't know. I've gotten mixed reactions in my comments. I have most people who say they are upset with the reveal. A few people are very angry at me because I didn't like the reveal. Some of the comments are funny to me, but I'm going to get to your guys' comments. And I never understand being mad, first of all, about a show when obviously I didn't write the show and everyone has opinions. And I'm never mad at somebody. If you loved it, that's fine. That's completely cool. But it just cracks me up when people want to get angry on my videos because they loved it and I didn't, or I loved it and they hated it. I don't know. It's so silly, but I get that a lot lately, so whatever. But I usually do not reply to people who are just like super angry and want to fight. I just ignore, or some of the comments I just have to block because they're out of control. Okay. Days of Our Lives fan says the promos said one of these characters killed Wes. It said we'll finally see who. I'm talking about the promos for actually the first half of the season before we knew it was Wes who died. So I don't have a problem with the promos from this half of the season. So that's what I was talking about. Akram from Venezuela, thank you so much for being here. Hi, David. How are you? Yeah, I'm feeling like they're not going to go Kendall with the Oliver is shady. I think that's done, and it appears that Maggie is not shady. So I don't really understand why Maggie even played such a big role in the second half of this season. I hope she disappears. I just don't have, it's not like I dislike her, but I think she has no purpose. I don't know why she's still there. I just would be really surprised if she shows up again in season 4. It's like, I don't see the need for them to be in the hospital. I mean, unless she shows up around the appointments that, Laurel is going to for the OBGYN, but it's just so weird. I was confused. I know a lot of you guys were talking about Charles Mahoney. I mean, is he supposed to be 40? I thought he was 20 something. Are they saying he's 40? So I thought it was interesting that he was revealed as Wes's dad. I don't know what that means for us, for anybody. I'm sure they're going to make that mean something, but yeah, I mean, because yeah, I don't know. I guess they're saying that he's 40. I mean, he looks good. good genes. I'm wondering how old that actor is. I mean, he doesn't look 40, but maybe he is, but who knows? Maybe he's younger, you know. People are never the age they play on TV, but I never would have dreamed that he was old enough to be Wes's dad, because how old is Wes? He was in his 20s, right? I don't know. The whole thing with Denver, I didn't mind that reveal of him being involved, but then he just seemed like completely psychotic, and it was just weird how he was holding Connor down there. And I still don't understand what, I don't understand. Obviously, no one really does, what his ties are to Laurel's dad and all of that. And it's like, okay, Laurel's dad, is he like the worst dad in the world? Does he just want to make her life miserable because everything terrible has happened to her lately? Now we found out he is the cause of that, you know, and she was kidnapped, and then he made her lie and say she wasn't kidnapped. I don't know. Ridiculous. So Wes is 23 or 25. Right. So I thought he was about 25. And apparently the guy who plays Charles is 32, which doesn't really matter because it's whatever age they say he is in the show. But that seems like really weird to me. I don't know. It seems a little off. I kind of, if they were going to go that way, maybe they didn't know they were going to go that way until recently, but I would have preferred them picking someone who looked older or having someone who was actually older, because it's just a little weird with Wes being in his 20s like that. Yeah, I think they could have done more with the Connor stuff, because, you know, I was getting really nervous for him when he was down there. I felt like for a minute, I didn't really realize he was actually in jail. It was like he was in an underground hole or something, and he was going to get like beaten up or wasn't going to get fed. I don't know. But now that I think about all these different elements, it's just kind of silly to me. I don't love the fact that Laurel's dad has such a prominent role now in the show, and I know they're going to spend a great deal of season 4 explaining that, but you know, we barely see this guy. But if you guys watch my reaction show, I got incredibly worried when I saw his name in the opening credits, because I didn't feel like he had a place in the finale, unless it was because he was involved in Wes's death. And I was like, oh God, I hope he's not involved. And then of course he was the main reason behind it. So Fanta says, you don't think Charles is the dad? He looks way too young and his mom looked way too old. I mean, that's what they're saying. I don't know if they're telling us something that's not true yet again, because they made us believe that it was Wallace. Now they're telling us it's Charles. I need to talk to you guys about another debate going on with maybe 2 people. I think one of them's in the room here, about the statements Annalise made at the end of the episode, talking about how Wes was her son. Now, I took that to believe she felt like he was her son, because I feel like she's never really come out and said that. She's not an overly emotional person, especially to other people. And that's what I took that to mean. But I know there are a couple of people who have been debating back and forth with some other people on my channel that you think that Annalise is Wes's mom. I think Days of Our Lives fans thinks that. I still don't believe that, but I'm just wondering what you guys think. I still feel like Kristoff's mom was the woman that we saw last night, the woman who killed herself and all of that. But, you know, I just noticed a very lengthy debate on my channel. So I wanted to throw that out here to ask you guys what you think. But I personally don't think, I think it was just, you know, she's not very good being vulnerable with her emotions. And I think that she was actually able to finally be like, you know, he was a son to me. Like, he was my son. He was kind of like the son she didn't have after losing her own son. That's how I feel. Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. But that's no hate or shade to people who believe that it's her son. I'm not trying to prove you wrong, but I'm just wanting to throw that out there, since there's like many, many comments about that within one thread on my latest video. Okay. Something we didn't find out, which I actually included in my last theory video, I was sure we would find out, is who was Wes talking to on the phone when he referred to himself as Kristoff on the way to AK's house. And I kind of feel like he had this secret relationship with Mrs. Mahoney, because Mrs. Mahoney seemed to actually care about him unless she was lying. So I kind of feel like maybe she'd been talking to him through the years or whatever, because she kept referring to him as her grandson. But I know there was debate in the show, like, well, why didn't she do more to help him if she thought of him as a grandson? So that's who I think he was talking to, especially because she still refers to him as Kristoff. That's how she met him. And I don't know who else he would be talking to. Yeah, so Charles's mom, Mrs. Mahoney, Wallace's widow. So anyway, but I still don't love the idea that Laurel's dad is a supervillain involved in her life, stalking her, listening to her. I don't know. Yes, I am doing Riverdale. I watched that this afternoon, so I will be doing the chat, and I'll have a video tomorrow. But I didn't do a live reaction because I needed to hurry and watch it and get ready for all of this today. So, okay, let's go back to some more of your comments. Let's see. Yeah, so Laurel's dad is insane, and now he's should become a very big character, play a major role in season 4, which I'm just kind of like, okay. And Tobin's asking, was anyone actually happy with the ending? There are a few people, if you want to go through the comments in my reaction video, who are very much happy with it, and Matt very angry. A lot of the ones who are happy with it seem to be very angry that I was unhappy with the ending. So beats me. Which, you know, I don't think you have to be unhappy with me because I didn't like it, but you know, whatever. Alfonso says, how did the hitman know Wes was going to the house? See, this is where I'm having some issues, and obviously they left it up to us not knowing, and there's a lot of people on my video saying, okay, well, maybe he was trying to kill Frank. I mean, mixing up Frank and Wes is pretty dumb and pretty big. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, how did he know that Wes was going to the house? I don't know. I mean, was he trying to kill Frank? Did he just kill any dude who was there? I mean, Nate was in there too. What if he thought Nate was the boyfriend? I don't know. Yes, I agree with Ralph that Oliver not being shady at all is a letdown. Not because I dislike him. Got a lot of those comments too. It's kind of like when I said that Wes wasn't my favorite character. A lot of people took that the wrong way and got very angry. But I don't understand that because YouTube is a happy place for me. But Oliver, I think he's not. I mean, I like the way he portrays himself, and I enjoyed the fact that he wanted to be with Connor forever and propose to him and all of that. But I really don't think they're going to go there with him being shady. I feel like after him saying he wants to marry Connor and everything, I think they're going to move on from that. And yes, Taylor, I do think that they will get married. I think they're going to just go, I don't know. But what's annoying to me is that they made him look so shady. And I understand at some point in every like mystery show, they want to make everyone look like a suspect. That's fine. But they did a lot of stuff to make Oliver look shady. If you go back through, you know, his entire time in the series, because I've paid a lot of attention to him. And the only reason I started thinking he was shady is because they made him look shady, not because I just picked him as a person to dislike. I don't dislike him. I just don't buy what he is, but I guess I'm going to have to buy it because I guess just like Maggie, we're supposed to see them at surface value. That's what they are. Sarah is asking, who is the source? Someone on my video thought that the source is Laurel's dad, which kind of makes sense, especially with the evidence that Denver, what do you call it? Not announced, but showed in court. That's not the right word. But of course, he had that big folder all about the kidnapping because he's in cahoots. What's that from? In cahoots with her dad. I mean, I would have been happier with a lot of people being the killer than random guy. Like, honestly, I would have been happier with Mrs. Mahoney being the killer, Charles being the killer, even though he was in jail and that's stupid. Somebody that we knew, please. Like, the worst thing a show can do is make someone a killer of a major character. The killer is random and we don't even know them, you know? I don't know. I mean, I feel like the anonymous source isn't Connor because Denver kept saying we may be bringing this anonymous source to take the stand. And I don't think it was Connor after the whole thing that went down between him and Denver. I don't know. So why did they kill Wes? We don't really know. So hope, you know, that's going to get figured out next season, I guess. I don't know. I mean, that's the other question and a lot of stuff that's been thrown around on my video. Is there a connection between Laurel's dad and the Mahoneys? And if so, again, that woman seemed really convincing to me that she cared about Wes and didn't want him dead. And then her son is in prison, but maybe he was working deals through, you know, in prison. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, you know, you guys know we all watch a lot of mystery shows, and sometimes, sadly, they start going down the path that How to Get Away with Murder is going down. And I don't know if it's going to get better or not, but I feel like it's kind of going down a path. And sometimes these shows go down a bad path and then they get back on the right track. But I don't know. To me, this is going down a bad path of just, you know, being kind of sloppy and not really making sense and just kind of making whoever a killer. Ralph says the random guy is more than likely a family friend who always wanted to marry Laurel. They came off as old friends. Yes. So that's a really good point. Her reaction to Dominic was weird. And I feel like they've dated before, or like maybe they had a weird relationship, or like obviously he really wanted to be with her and she didn't want to be, something like that. We're kind of reading into it, but yeah, because she said he's a family friend, but she kind of paused when she said that, like she didn't want to tell the whole history. I don't feel bad as Atwood, but I definitely agree with Kendall here that she was used as Denver's pawn. I think she was telling the truth that she didn't order the cremation. I mean, Denver is as shady and terrible and crooked as can be. And, you know, I don't have a problem with that. I didn't see that coming. And I'm okay with that because he was a central character in the show. So for him to be involved, I'm okay with that. I think that was, I never saw one person predict that he was involved. So I think that's good. I think that was surprising, whatever. But, you know, having the killer be this random hitman, awful. What do you think about the Connor and Annalise scene? I mean, you know, I know a lot of people don't like Annalise, and yes, she's done a lot of bad things, and she's not the best of people, but she's, I don't know, she's kind of endearing. That was kind of an endearing scene that she told everyone to forgive him and everything, so I didn't hate it. Pablo says this is the worst season finale of the show. Absolutely. Really, they've never had one where I felt like, oh my God, that was awful. Like I said, last half season finale of season 3, I was a little bit let down only based on the promos, but killing Wes was huge. And I don't, you know, I think that was a big, bold move that they made, but it's like this finale was really bad. And I don't know what's going on with it, you know? Well, because people haven't liked Annalise since the start of the show. I get a lot of comments that people really dislike her. Andrew says, let's not even discuss how useless Asher was in the finale. I mean, he did provide some comic relief, and I've always kind of liked Asher. I go between being really annoyed by him and liking him, but I like him better now that he's with Michaela. Like, he's still silly and ridiculous, but he's actually the reason, or Matt McGorry is actually the reason I watched this show, because I watched Orange is the New Black, and he kept saying on social media he had a new show, and that's what brought me here, so we got to like Matt McGorry for that. Deja says, I think it would have been nice if we had a hint or two about Laurel's dad. Yes. I don't think we saw him throughout this entire half season. Is that right? Now, I know we saw him. Yeah, I think there was actually one episode focused on him, which was bizarre, and which I guess was supposed to be our big clue the first half of this season. But I okay. Oh, I think I'm back. Can anyone hear me? Let's see that. Can anyone hear me? Oh my God. Seriously, it's because I was hating on the show. It happens every time, right? Oh, I think I'm back. Okay. All right, I'm back. I'm back. I mean, for a second I thought there was like a man, like I thought it was FedEx, but it was a man with like a shot, and he was trying to poison me because, you know, Laurel's dad and Pete No Walk. But anyway, it's not even Oliver anymore. It's Laurel's dad. We know he's like the root of all evil, and like Denver was out there, you know. I don't know. But yeah, just make sure if you still don't see me, you can hear me, just refresh. Mary says the acting is still outstanding. I agree with that. But with such fan base invested, they could have tweeted some hints. This is coming from a mom who still watches PLL, though through Gaga waited for years for reveal of the killer there. Well, we're still waiting for the reveal of, who knows what they're going to do with that. That's another story. With the final reveal of A, I'm really glad to be over with that reveal, but I don't want the show to end in a way because I like the people. But anyway, we haven't seen Eve this season. I kind of feel like she's off the show. I don't know. PLL is Pretty Little Liars. It's about ready to end. It's coming back soon. They've had a lot of issues with revealing different people as different things, and that's why people are comparing this to that. But I'll give them credit because their reveal that made everyone mad, I'm not going to say the name because some people haven't seen the show. Actually, we knew this person. This person was sort of a minorish character in the show. So, hey, it was better than making it a random. So anyway, do I think Viola Davis will win the Oscars? For Fences? Yeah, I mean, she's been winning a lot of awards. I think she won Golden Globe for that, and that movie's done really well, even though I haven't seen it, but I heard it was good. She's amazing. Like, okay, we can never talk bad about her. She's amazing. I just have a problem with the way they wrote that show. Mr. HOD is saying that Peter Nowalk says they don't even know why her dad wanted to kill Wes. I hope that, I don't know. That's terrible. Are you kidding me? Wow. Awful. Okay. The emergency contact we talked about a little bit earlier, Allie, but we were kind of thinking that's Mrs. Mahoney, like you said here, because she was still calling him Kristoff and she actually seemed to somewhat care about him. Deja says part of you still wanted Frank to die instead of Wes. Well, hey, that was so intense when he was about to kill himself, and I thought that was happening, and I'm surprised that he didn't go through with that. I'm getting a phone call that I cannot answer. Okay. You know what? The silent button on my phone quit working, so I can't put it on silent, but I think it's probably Pete Nowalk. I think they're really on to me now. Austin says they ride as they go. You heard they didn't even know who was under the sheet till a couple of episodes before. Well, you know, I think that's good to not have everything planned out sometimes, because sometimes people want to leak out what's going on, you know, so anyway, sorry about that. I'm so sorry about that phone issue. I've had a lot of disturbances in this chat. Can you guys see me? I'm like frozen again for me. Anyway, they're all coming to get me. I think it was Denver on his burner phone calling me, because it was actually a number I didn't recognize. It was from New York, so, or maybe it's Atwood. I'm serious. That number was from New York. Laurel and her baby. I didn't realize, I mean, I knew Bonnie threw it out there, but I didn't realize she was actually considering an abortion. I still don't know. I still think she's going to have the baby, especially if she finds out her dad is behind Wes's death. But I still don't see the baby being a big part of the show. I really think somebody will raise it. I've said before somebody in her family, but God, I mean, she has the worst family ever. So I'm really hoping people in her family don't take that baby. I don't trust her family, knowing her dad. I don't know much about the rest of them, but you know, I think maybe she'll give it up to adoption for someone who wants a baby, a friend or something like that, or someone she doesn't know, you know. But anyway, that's what I'm thinking about that. I was just surprised that she was actually thinking that, because she seemed really offended when Bonnie brought it up, but maybe maybe she didn't at the time think of it, but that made her think of it. I don't know. All right. So yes, I love the fact that Laurel essentially called out Bonnie on Rebecca, even though, you know, she doesn't know for sure, but that's got to come out. I mean, I wonder if that's going to come out next season, that Bonnie was Rebecca's killer. But, you know, it just, do that to me, would he? I think he's a nice guy. Okay, I think I might be back. Oh my God, seriously, this chat has been ridiculous. Okay, I am coming back soon. Refresh. Can anyone hear me? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'm hating on this show hardcore and people are mad. I think I'm coming back. I have an ad right now. I don't know if you can hear me, but I have an ad. Okay, great. All right, Ralph says AK's new hair makes her look 5 to 10 years younger. Yes, and her face did heal fast. She's looking much better after being out of prison. Sorry about this. There's a lot of issues for this. Hi, Julie. Thank you so much for being here. I don't know. Yeah, I know. We're having issues. I'm sorry. I don't know why we're having so many issues, but we still have the Riverdale chat at 6, so I'm going to restart everything here and check on things, and hopefully, you know, actually, I don't think like Pete Nowalk's going to care about my Riverdale chat, because I'm not going to, you know, be talking about his show, and I have nothing bad to say about Riverdale. So hopefully we'll be good to go at 6 p.m. But anyway, McHara says you wanted Bonnie to admit to killing Rebecca. I mean, that's got to come out soon. And I'm thinking they've been kind of hinting around at it. So I'm thinking it's going to come out next season. At least that's what I hope. Mrs. Manny says, such a disappointing finale, hoping season 4 is stronger. I mean, I hope so, but I don't know. Taylor's asking if I think someone will die next season. I mean, yeah, probably, because I feel like on every season someone dies. But as to who, I mean, somebody may end up killing Laurel's dad. Maybe she will do it. That would be pretty dramatic just because, or Frank will do it because he's always the one doing that kind of stuff. Because, yeah, I mean, he's a pretty terrible guy, so I could see that happening. Luke says the reveal could have been worse. They could have gone with Wes is alive reveal. Well, that would probably be the only thing that would make me more upset is if they said he faked his death, or what a lot of people were speculating is that he had a twin. So, gotta say, I'm glad they didn't do that. But, I mean, you know, I love to theorize. You guys love to theorize. And it's frustrating because I look at the Facebook page and, you know, I see tons of people interested in this show trying to theorize, and they were trying to figure out who was the killer, and nobody could be right. And it's just sad when you have a show where they want, you know, fans' opinions, and then you give them a killer that we could never guess because we've literally never seen him before. So that's what's the most frustrating for me, especially doing these YouTube videos. It's like doing theory videos and everything when we've never even seen the guy. Well, of course, none of us are going to get it right. The only thing we could have predicted is the possible Laurel's dad's connection. I know Ralph had mentioned that before, and I feel like there's a couple other people, and I'm not trying to ignore those people. I just can't remember your names right now. Yeah, I know this chat is like the episode. I apologize. We've had a ton of distractions and technical difficulties. My phone rang. I'm sorry, really, really sorry. I'm going to do a video that goes live tomorrow where I sit down and give you guys my final thoughts on everything. So that will be like, you know, just uninterrupted and not crazy. Hi, Maria. Thank you for being here. Fernandin says the whole point of Laurel's dad killing Wes doesn't make much sense. You know, we really don't know why he did it. So that's going to be like a thing to explain in season 4. But sometimes I feel like Wes just died for like no purpose or no reason. And if when we find out maybe there was a reason, maybe yes, there was a specific reason he died, I feel like it's going to be pretty lame, honestly. Especially like I would understand it more if Alfred Enoch was like someone who had gotten another job and he was dying to get off the show. But he did interviews like after he died on the show, and he said he wasn't trying to leave the show. They just told him one day that he was going to be killed off. So, I mean, sometimes they have to move someone out quickly off of a show because they got another job or they have a dispute with the show or whatever. But that's not even the case. So it's just really weird to me. Deja says it seems like Maggie was only there for Wes to realize that he had feelings for Laurel. I guess. I mean, I just feel like I don't get that at all. I don't get her purpose. I don't even see why she was in the show. Like, he still could have been hooked up with Laurel and everything. We didn't even need her because she seemed so shady from the beginning. She seemed to be targeting him. It didn't seem real. She was super jealous. It was just so weird. I don't understand. Oh, I had no idea that you guys are having a bouncing screen right now. Is that what's going on? Is my face like bouncing up and down on your screen? Because on my end it does look fine except for the 2 times that it's gone to black. I do know when that's happening, but I had no idea. Or maybe Ralph was talking about the comments. Are they bouncing up and down? That is definitely some sort of YouTube issue if so, but they're not doing that for me. We only have a couple more minutes, so I do apologize. Deja says the only thing you can think of is Wes was at the wrong place at the wrong time. That's kind of what I'm thinking, but another half of me thinks there was some weird plan tied into the Mahonies or something with Laurel's dad. I don't know. What did Laurel's dad have against Wes? He didn't even know him, right? Anyway, so on another note, I'm almost to 6,000 subscribers. So if you are new here, if you're just seeing this video, just seeing me, I would really appreciate if you could subscribe to help me get to my goal, and also thumbs up this video. This entire video will be up in a few minutes. So if you miss parts of it and you can stand sitting through all the distractions, you can watch it then. Yes, so Stephanie says, who did Wes call? I'm still thinking it is Mrs. Mahoney because I think they had like a secret relationship, but I don't know. Ethan's late. You can go back and watch the video later. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Days of Our Lives friend, for having your friend subscribe. That's very awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Tobin. I appreciate it. Makara says you want Annalise to tell Laurel that she's known Wes since he was a kid because she needs to chill out and stop acting like she's the only one who cares when she only dated him for like a few weeks. Yeah, I mean, I thought that they knew that she had known him as a kid, but maybe just a couple of them know. Like maybe it's just Frank and Bonnie. I don't know. But I think Laurel will calm down, or at least I thought she was going to in the next season, but now I don't think she will, because if she finds out her dad did it, like, I can't even imagine what that's going to do to her. That's going to make her absolutely insane. And of course that's warranted, but it's like, what are they trying to do to this woman? Maybe they're trying to make her like the next Annalise. Like, she's had so much terrible stuff in her life. Maybe she'll take over for Annalise one day, because she's just not going to give a crap anymore, because so many terrible things have happened that she's going to do shady things. I don't know. It seems like, you know, they're just like, how many different ways can we break this woman? Lionel says you were kind of excited to have a finale where some of the main characters were the killer. This would have been like, wow, but then some random guy appeared. Not fair. Absolutely. That sums it up, you know. But I'm gonna have to let you guys go, because I've got to prepare for my 6 o'clock Riverdale chat, which I'm gonna do some stuff on my computer to hopefully fix things where we're not having a million issues. And I know FedEx won't be here, and my phone I'll just stick in another room. But anyway, thank you so much for being here. Please comment on this video, or the one from yesterday and the one from tomorrow, with any theories or questions or anything you want to talk about, and I will reply to all of your comments, because I know I didn't get to everyone's comments here tonight. But I hope you guys have a great weekend. Check out my video tomorrow. And if you watched Riverdale, I hope to see you in a few minutes at 6 for the Riverdale live chat. So bye, guys.